You want to be loved? How adorable. But let me tell you something. Love is a leash. A leash they tighten around your neck whenever they feel like it, just to remind you that you're under their control. They call it care. They call it connection. But I see it for what it really is, a trap, a prison disguised as something beautiful. Fear, though, fear isn't pretty. Fear doesn't wear a mask. Fear is raw, it's untamed, and it's real. When you command fear, people don't need to love you, they just need to respect you. And respect, my dear friend, lasts far longer than any hollow affection ever will. The world loves to sell you lies. Be kind, and people will love you. Be generous, and the world will give back to you. Be loving, and others will love you in return. Lies, sweet, sugary lies, meant to keep you tame, meant to keep you soft. The truth? Kindness is exploited. Generosity is taken for granted. Love is treated like a weakness. When you chase love, you're handing people a weapon they can use against you. You're giving them the power to hurt you. And hurt you, they will. Think about it. How many times have you bent over backward to win someone's approval? How many times have you swallowed your pride, sacrificed your dreams, just to hear someone say, "I love you"? And for what? For a love so fragile, so conditional, that it disappears the moment you stop being useful to them? You felt it, haven't you? That emptiness when their love fades. That anger when you realize their affection was never about you, it was about what you could give them. That's the dirty secret of love. It's not about you. It's about their convenience. But fear isn't about convenience. Fear isn't about fleeting emotions. Fear is about survival. Fear is primal. It cuts through the nonsense, the manipulation, the lies. When people fear you, they don't care about how charming or kind you are. They care about the consequences of crossing you. Fear forces respect. It forces boundaries. It protects you in ways love never could. Tell me, which would you rather have? The shaky foundation of love or the unshakable walls of fear? Machiavelli once wrote, "It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both." He knew what most people are too scared to admit. Love is fickle. Fear is dependable. Love is rooted in feelings that shift with the wind. Fear is rooted in instinct deep, ancient, unchanging. Love will betray you the moment it's convenient. Fear will keep people loyal, not because they adore you, but because they know better than to betray you. Fear doesn't care about their moods or their convenience. It just is. Let me take you to the heart of this. When you're loved, you're constantly performing. You're a puppet, dancing on strings, trying to keep their love alive. You smile when you don't want to. You agree when you shouldn't. You say yes when every fiber of your being screams no, because you're terrified of losing their affection. You've seen it happen before, haven't you? One wrong move, one moment of honesty, and suddenly they don't love you anymore. Suddenly you're alone. That's the prison of love. It chains you to their expectations. It makes you small. But fear doesn't require performance. Fear doesn't demand that you shrink yourself to fit into someone else's box. Fear allows you to be exactly who you are, unapologetically. When people fear you, they don't need to like you. They don't need to approve of you. They just need to respect you. And respect doesn't waver. It doesn't fade. It doesn't betray you the moment you stop playing nice. Now, don't misunderstand me. I'm not telling you to be cruel for cruelty's sake. I'm not telling you to stomp on people just to feel powerful. Fear isn't about hurting others, it's about protecting yourself. It's about setting boundaries so strong, so unbreakable, that no one dares cross them. Fear isn't about making people hate you. It's about making them understand that your respect is earned, not given away freely. It's about commanding a presence that demands caution, that forces people to think twice before trying to manipulate or hurt you. Here's the ugly truth. The people who shape the world, the ones who hold power, are rarely loved. They don't need love. They need obedience. They need control. Look at history's most influential figures. Were they adored or were they feared? Love doesn't win wars. Love doesn't build empires. Fear does. Fear is the engine that drives the world. Love is the daydream that keeps the masses distracted. Think about the people in your life who've hurt you the most. Were they the ones you feared, or were they the ones you loved? Love opens the door to betrayal. It's the sharpest blade in the hands of those you trust the most. Fear, on the other hand, closes that door. It keeps the blade out of their hands. It makes people tread carefully, calculating every move before they make it. Fear protects you from betrayal in a way love never can. And let's talk about survival. In this world, survival isn't about being liked. It's about being respected. It's about making sure people know where you stand and what happens if they cross you. It's about commanding attention without begging for it. Love makes you beg, makes you plead for validation. Fear demands it, doesn't ask for respect, it takes it. But let me make one thing clear. Fear isn't about being a tyrant. It's not about ruling with cruelty. It's about presence. It's about making sure people know that you're not someone to be trifled with. Fear doesn't have to scream at whispers. It doesn't have to demand it commands. The strongest fear is silent, calculated, intentional. It's not about chaos, it's about control. So, ask yourself, are you tired of being at the mercy of other people's feelings? Are you tired of bending, breaking, just to keep their love? Are you ready to take back control? Then let go of this obsession with being loved. Love won't save you. Love won't protect you. Fear will. Fear will give you the power to stand tall, to move through this world with strength and purpose. Fear will set you free because in the end, love is a gamble. Fear is a guarantee. And when it comes to your life, your freedom, your power, which one do you really want? The choice is clear, isn't it? Yet most people will still cling to the illusion of love. Why? Because love feels warm, comforting, like a soft blanket wrapped around their insecurities. It whispers lies into their ears, telling them they're safe, telling them they're special. But deep down, they know better. Deep down, they felt the sting of betrayal, the emptiness that follows when love turns its back on them. And yet, they run back to it like moths to a flame, blinded by hope, addicted to its fleeting warmth. But you're different, aren't you? You've seen through the charade. You've tasted the bitterness of misplaced trust. You've felt the knife of betrayal twist in your back, and now you know better. Love didn't protect you. Love didn't save you. It left you exposed, vulnerable, broken, and now you're done playing their game. You see, fear isn't just about how others perceive you. It's about how you perceive yourself. When you embrace fear as your ally, you stop apologizing for who you are. You stop shrinking to fit into their tiny expectations. Fear allows you to rise, to take up space, to own your power without shame. It's not about being heartless, it's about being untouchable. It's about reclaiming the pieces of yourself that love tried to steal. And here's the irony. When you command fear, you often gain a deeper respect than love could ever offer. People may not like you, but they'll respect you. They may not adore you, but they'll think twice before crossing you. And isn't that better? Isn't it better to walk into a room and feel the air shift? To see the way they straighten up, the way their eyes widen when they see you? That's the power of fear. That's the power of knowing you owe nothing to anyone but yourself. Let's talk about loyalty. They'll tell you that love breeds loyalty, but that's another lie. Love is conditional. It's built on shifting sands, constantly demanding more, always one misstep away from crumbling. But fear doesn't waver. Fear doesn't rely on fleeting emotions. Fear creates a loyalty that's rooted in self-preservation. They don't stick around because they love you. They stay because they know the cost of leaving. They stay because they know the consequences of betrayal. And isn't that what you want? People who don't just follow you out of affection, but out of understanding. People who know that you're not to be trifled with, that your respect is earned, not handed out like candy. That's the kind of loyalty that lasts. That's the kind of loyalty that can't be broken by petty disagreements or emotional whims. Now, some might call this perspective cold, calculating. They'll say it's lonely at the top, that ruling through fear isolates you. But let me ask you this. Would you rather be lonely at the top or surrounded by snakes pretending to love you? Would you rather walk alone with your head held high or be smothered by the fake affection of people who would stab you in the back the moment it suits them? Loneliness isn't the enemy. Betrayal is. Here's the truth no one wants to admit. The world doesn't reward softness. It doesn't reward kindness. It rewards strength. It rewards those who are willing to embrace their darkness, to wield fear like a weapon, to protect themselves at all costs. You can keep chasing love if you want. Keep begging for scraps of affection. Keep giving away pieces of yourself to people who will never appreciate you. Or you can stop. You can take a step back, look in the mirror, and decide that you're done being their plaything. You can decide that you're going to be something more, something stronger, something untouchable. Fear isn't about cruelty. It's not about chaos. It's about respect. It's about boundaries. It's about knowing your worth and refusing to let anyone diminish it. When you walk through this world commanding fear, you don't have to beg for respect that's given freely. You don't have to fight for control that's already yours. And that, my friend, is true power. So, what will it be? Will you keep playing the game, chasing the fragile, fleeting illusion of love? Or will you step into your power, embrace the reality of fear, and finally take control of your life? The choice is yours. But remember, love is a leash and fear is a crown. One keeps you bound and the other sets you free. Which one will you wear?